Yo guys, today I'll be showing you my full 15-0 rank 1 custom tactics. And I'll be showing you all 4 formations that I use in game. So let me show you the first formation. So the main tactics I use and the tactics I start games off in is the 4-2-3-1 wide. I've got the build-up style on counter. This is because I find counter to make my players make the best runs. I've tried both balanced and short passing. But I find that with counter, my wingers and my striker getting behind very well every time I get the ball, and I can do quick attacks. Then I've got my defensive approach on balanced on 50. This is because with 50 depth I find it the best balanced way to start a game off, because you don't want to go straight in with 61 depth from the very first minute and leave yourself too open. Now let me show you the player roles. So I've got my goalkeeper on sweeper keeper, and I've got Courtois in goal. Courtois is by far the best goalkeeper on this game because of his playstyle plus, and he has sweeper keeper plus plus to combine with that. So if you rush him out, you can pretty much stop any one-on-one. So make sure to try and fit him in your team, even if it's on 1 or 2 chem. I've got my right back on fullback defend and my left back on fullback balanced. This is so that when I'm attacking, both my fullbacks stay back, but my left back pushes higher up. And that means that my left centre back Van de Ven kind of plays like a half left back, and that's why I've got Van de Ven here, because he has 90 pace. So make sure to try and get someone really fast as your left centre back. You don't want to have someone like Van Dijk at left centre back with these tactics because you'll be left open. So make sure to get someone with a lot of pace like a Van de Ven or a Tomori. Like the Desai SBC will be good here as well. And now the DMs. So I've got my right DM on holding defend and my left DM on deep line playmaker. I find this to be the best combo, and it gives you the best cover at the back, covering your defense at all times. Then I've got my right mid and left mid on inside forward. This tactic makes your left mid and right mid make the best runs, and they make runs in between your opponent's centre back and full back. And you can play in first time through balls with your cam into that space. And my cam, I've got Ruter here, I've got him on playmaker. I find Playmaker to be better than Shadow Striker. I haven't really used Classic 10 much, I'll try it out later. But for now I've got my cam on Playmaker because I find this to make your cam do the best runs out of all the instructions. Then I have my striker on Advanced Forward. I find Advanced Forward a lot better than Poacher, because I feel like with Poacher your striker stands offside a lot of the time. And with Advanced Forward they drop in a bit deeper. So this is the tactic that I start games off in. It's the first tactic I use. But if I go 2 goals down, or if I'm losing at half time, then I switch to my 4-2-3-1 press. This is basically the same tactics, just with a high defensive approach, 61 depth. This triggers automatic offside traps and basically makes your defense stand on the halfway line when you're attacking. It's very overpowered, but obviously sometimes it can leave you open, so I only switch to this, like I said, when I'm 2-0 down or if I'm losing at half time. All the player roles are the same. The only difference is that I have my left back on wing back instead of on full back balanced, because I want this tactic to be more attacking. But then if I'm still struggling in the 4-2-3-1 press, I switch to the 4-2-1-3. In this formation, it's very similar to the 4-2-3-1 wide, just instead of left mids and right mids you have wingers, which means that they're a lot higher up when you win the ball, but they don't really contribute defensively, so this formation's a lot more attacking. I've also got these tactics on high defensive approach, 61 depth. As you can see in these tactics, I've got both my right back and my left back on full back balanced. This is because if in the 4-2-1-3 you have one of your left back or right back on wing back, you'll be left very open, because like I said, your left wing and your right wing don't really track back defensively. So make sure to have them both on fullback defend. As you can see, I've still got my DMs on the same combo of holding and deep line playmaker. And I've still got my cam on playmaker, striker on advanced forward, and both my centre backs on defender. Like I said, this is the formation I switched to. If I've tried both the 4-2-3-1, then the 4-2-3-1 press and I'm still struggling in a game, then I switch to this. because the left wing and right wing are so high up it presses your opponent straight into their box. And when your opponent has the ball with their defenders, they have no options to pass to because of your high press. But if they manage to beat that press, you're left very open. And that's why this formation is only used if both the 4-2-3-1s don't work for me. As you can see in the top right, hopefully you've been paying attention to the codes. I'm showing you the codes for every tactic as I show you that tactic. Now I'll show you the last formation that I use. And that's basically my last resort formation, which is the 4-2-4. As you can see, I've got the 4-2-4 on 70 depth, and I switch to this when I'm losing in the 80th minute. So this is basically my all-out attack formation. As you can see in the player roles, I've got my right back on wing back, I've still got my left back on full back and my left centre mid on deep lying playmaker defend. This is because even though these tactics are my all-out attack tactics that I use when I desperately need a goal, I don't just instantly want to concede a counter attack. So I've still got my left back and left centre mid defending. So I've still got some sort of cover and not just a whole team that's open to any time my opponent wins the ball back from me to be through one-on-one. But as you can see, I've got my right centre mid on box to box, combined with my right back being on wing back like I said. I've still got my wingers on inside forward, and then both my strikers on advanced forward. Obviously when I switch to this formation I sub off Trent and Ruter, so I don't just play them out of position, I sub them off. These tactics are extremely attacking, they're my all-out attack tactics, so I only switch to them in the last 10 minutes. Make sure to never switch to these tactics earlier, because your team will get extremely tired and you'll be very open. I've been showing you the code for each tactic in the top right whilst I was going through that specific tactic, but now let me just show you a recap, and you'll be able to see each code on screen. So the first formation I use and the formation I start games off in is the 4-2-3-1 wide. Here you can see the code in the middle of your screen under the name of the tactic. Then if I go 2 goals down or if I'm losing at half time, I switch to the 4-2-3-1 press. Here again you can see the code under the 4-2-3-1 press name of the tactic. Then if I'm still struggling in this one, I switch to the 4-2-1-3. And then if I'm still losing in the 80th minute, for the last 10 minutes I switch to the 4-2-4. And these are my 4 tactics that work amazing for me in game, so hopefully they can improve your gameplay too. Right now on your screen you can click on my video that will show you my 15-0 rank 1 camera and controller settings. Make sure to check that out to get the best settings possible. Drop a sub if you enjoyed this video, and yeah, thanks for watching.